you ready to kickstart your week with some dirt-slinging and tire-slaying action motorsports radio that packs the biggest gas?
Hi, Ken Block here.
Hey, my name's Jolene Van Vliet.
What's up, Brian Deegan here.
Vaughn Gittin Jr. here.
They've been thrown into one show that has broken down the barriers of what a motorsports radio show should be. This is the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, with support from General Tire, KMC Wheels, Dirtfish, Gibson Exhaust, and MTX Audio, with your host, who also happens to spend his weekends flying 800 horsepower trucks through the dirt, Jim Beaver.
When was the last time you saw an off-road or rally driver begging to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR IndyCar? Yep, not happening, but you sure see these pavement racers begging to drive our cars.
And his partner in crime every week, a self-proclaimed Canadian moto chick who was jumping triples and taking podiums before most guys even learned to ride. Amy Hood.
No one knows how to say my last name. Like, is it really that hard? Amy Hood, like I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted.
Sit back, strap in, and be prepared to join us as we take you through a motorsports ride like no other. Here is the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other, Jim Beaver.
What up? Jim Beaver here, along with Amy Hood. Welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I got a feeling it's just I'm in a feel-good mood today, Hood. I know you're in a feel-good mood. I gotta know.
It. Yeah, it's Monday. Like, I mean, I like your attitude on Monday, Jim. We should change the show to Mondays now.
I don't know. We were on Mondays, and then with the whole national scene, I don't know. I travel too much. You're going to be traveling too much. Tuesdays make sense, but there's just something about Monday. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're coming out swinging or something. It's a new week, you know, and ready to conquer the world. I don't know. But
usually Tuesday is my Monday, so I feel ya.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Tuesday's just it's a weird day, but no complaints at all. We are here on Monday because I've got to accept some semblance of an award tomorrow. But I don't know. Those of you tuning in, if you don't like Baja, if you don't like off-road, this probably isn't the show for you today. But we are doing a massive Baja 1000 preview, one of the biggest off-road races in the world, happening this weekend down in Mexico. We're going to have Marc Burnett on the line. He's got a 2-Razor effort. He's running down there. We got Matt Martelli, who's going to be down in Baja, but he's kind of like the off-road expert. We're going to break down Baja. Then we've got Kody Kamm. Took a Terracross championship, couple of X Games medals. He is going to be doing battle with Tucker Hibbert for that snowcross title later on this year. Well, actually in a couple of weeks. I don't know about later on this year. But, yeah, we got a lot coming
up right around the corner. So.
Yeah. So we're going to take a short break. We come back. Amy Hood and I, we're kicking things off here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP 1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here on a Monday. For those of you tuning in national syndication, nothing affected. We are still Wednesdays and Saturdays there. But for all you online, I guess it's a little change of pace. But I don't know, Hood, man. It was a big week last week. Actually, I got so much stuff going, I can't talk about a lot of it. But big news for me is get this. So my daughter Addie, she's 8 today, right? It's her birthday.
Okay. Happy birthday, Addie.
Yeah. So yeah, I know Aunt Amy needs to come for a visit or something. I don't think Addie's even met you yet, right?
I do. Yep.
No, but get this. So it's her birthday, right? Most 8-year-old girls, Addie, it's like your birthday. What do you want to do? We can rent a bounce house. We can go bowling, movies, whatever. You know what I mean? So,
I have an idea exactly what she's going to say, but you tell me because I'm pretty sure I know her.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like, Addie, what do you want to do? And she goes, well, Dad, I want a racing birthday. I said, well, what's a racing birthday, Addie? And she goes, well, I want to go out in the desert and have a fire and take the razors out. Can my friends come out in the desert with us? And I'm like, absolutely. I'm like, so this is like an 8-year-old birthday that's like a dad birthday and everything else. Like, I'm like, yeah. I mean, like, how many 8-year-old girls go, I want an off-road racing birthday. I just want to take the razors in my 50 out in the desert and just go run around. I'm like, works for me.
That sounds like a girl that sounds like she's definitely Aunt Amy's little niece.
Yeah, so it's funny because we've got pictures of her like when she was like 3, when she first got her little CRF 50 with the training wheels, and she had on a dress. And then she had her helmet on, and she was standing next to the motorcycle. That's totally her. Like, she can play the whole princess thing, but, like, at the end of the day, she likes to get dirty, too. And it's just it's one of my favorite pictures ever of her because it's so her. Like, she's the whole girl in the dress with a helmet on, so let's go ride. Like, this princess dress.
I love it. Yeah, you got to post that and make it like a national meme there.
Yeah, so... so that's kind of going on in my world today, but do have to thank everybody once again that's tuned into Project Action. Had my good friend Lauren Mayhew on last week. She was telling me she's filming a movie with Tony Hawk. It's
what?
A skateboarding movie, and her and Tony Hawk, like, I don't know if they're dating in the movie or what, but she's filming a movie with Tony Hawk, and she's like, hey, would you want to get both me and Tony on one of your shows at some time? And I'm like, yeah, pretty sure Amy and I could handle Tony Hawk on air with us.
Are you kidding me? Yes, please.
So, no, it was a super fun interview, and I found something out. So we're new and noteworthy on the front page of iTunes, right? I thought that was something like you got X amount of time, and then they whack you, and then they put somebody else in. Well, it's not. Once you get up there, you can stay up there for pretty much as long as you want. But if your show's not driving any traffic, they whack you. So I'm 3 weeks in, and like some of the shows that popped up there at the same time as me, they're no longer up there. So come to find out today, I was asking somebody that knows about this stuff, and they said, no, you must be drawing pretty heavy traffic because they left you up there for a third week. That doesn't happen all the time. So I'm like, oh, we must be doing all right. So.
Well, congratulations then, Jim. And I mean, I was on the show last week too, so I'm pretty sure that I might have helped solidify that spot there.
Yeah,
but
Yeah, I'm trying to get Ronnie Renner on. I think we may have him this week. So I don't know what your schedule is, but it'll be fun. Cause
I'm leaving Wednesday for Florida, so I'm really excited. I'm heading down to Feld headquarters. It's really surreal because I've being a fan of my industry that I do participate in, I'm actually now getting to go to the headquarters that all the Supercross guys go to and do all of their media and PR, for the season, and then I get to go there now too, and it's pretty surreal. So I'm excited.
So
we get to film all of our big jumbotron, video footage for the season, and I'm out today trying to get my hair done and my face done, and get all done up and looking good for when I go down.
Right. That's why I'm like, I got to go to that award tomorrow. I'm like, oh crap, I better get a haircut and shave. Like, geez, I'm like in shambles or something. But it's so funny you're talking about going to Feld headquarters because you immediately go, oh, I'm getting ready to go to Feld headquarters. I'm biting my tongue going, what is she doing? What is she doing? Like, we've had to bite our tongues for 6 months. Now you can openly talk about what you're doing. And it's still awkward to me. It's like, what the heck is Amy doing? We can't talk about that, but we can. So,
it's really cool. It's been a fun last week and a half here since I've been able to drop the news. Just a lot of support from all my older family friends, like all my dad's friends and like people that I've grown up with racing, like when I was a kid. They're kind of all, they can't really believe it. They all think it's pretty wild that I'll be driving monster trucks now, but it's been fun.
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, how I know like this award because I was in the Arizona State newspaper for it, and then like I do the television with Terracross, and people in my hometown, it's like, man, he's actually doing something, like But how has that reception been for you? I mean, around Winnipeg, like this is big news. I know. I mean, this is obviously you've been racing.
Do you want me to be honest about it?
Yeah, I mean,
because it goes both ways. I mean, I found that I've been getting lots of support from, like I said, old family friends, like, older people who have kids and who've known me since I was a little girl and kind of watched my career progress and, know my family very well. And then there's people who have got the whole, they're like, oh, yeah, I hear you're driving monster trucks. Have you even driven in one yet? I'm thinking, like, okay, well, they don't just hand you a seat in Monster Jam, if you haven't even driven a monster truck. Like, yes, I've been down there all summer training, but it's been private and low-key, and I haven't posted it on social media. And it's just kind of funny that a lot of, the people your own age that you grow up with and, some have a hard time accepting. They have a hard time congratulating somebody else on, hard work or an achievement. And it's always kind of been like that. And I know that's how people are. It's just, it's kind of funny still to see just say like, oh, we're all adults. Can't people just all be adults?
Yeah, which is weird because I guess I was brought up different, but I get that too. And like I've told people, especially in the last year when things have kind of really taken off for me, I've shed a lot of friends. My circle has definitely got a lot smaller, but I'm different. Like, you and I, like, I mean, you call me and I'm so excited for you when you have something good happen or any of my friends, and even if they're, like Sarah, I mean, I'm completely stoked for her. I mean, she's traveling around the world driving off-road trucks. I mean, that's amazing, and not just, girls that are my friends, but guys too, like I don't feel competition. Like I'm doing my thing. And, if I've got friends that I race against, they get a great sponsor. Like I'm the first to call them, dude, that's awesome. Congrats. Because I know how hard it is. And I hate that people, like you said, it's like catty, like, oh, we can't support them. They're doing something good. It's like, it's like, I don't know if it's jealousy or what, but I'm not that way. Like it's even guys with radio shows, like I would quote be in competition with, they do something good. I'm the first to text them. Hey dude, that was an awesome guest. I don't know how you pulled that off, but props to you. Like I send texts like that to people. Like I should be angry. Oh man, he snaked me for an interview. No, I'm stoked for him. Hey, that was a tough pull.
Because you got your own thing going on, and that's the whole situation that I sometimes find myself in. That's the whole situation I find myself in here is that, a lot of people that I've grown up with kind of, fell into the path of living the small town life and, the normal way of living, which is there's no problem with that at all. No. I mean, it just wasn't for me. And I don't know. I don't want to speak ill of anybody here, but it's pretty funny how some people take it. And then the people, in my life who have so much going on for themselves and, they're doing their own thing, they're living their dreams. Well, they're the first people to text me and congratulate me. But people I've grown up with my whole life weren't. But C'est la vie. It is the way it is. And, I'm really excited to have a new family of friends in Monster Jam. And, we're all now living our dreams. So I think we're all kind of on the same page with our lives. And I'm so happy that, the Central Tour is, as we've already been, crazy great friends. And it's only been, a matter of a couple months. So I'm really excited for the season to start for sure. Awesome. It's going to be wild, Jim. It's going to be wild.
Pumped. Like I said, I got to figure out how to get out to one of these events when it fits into the schedule because I definitely want to see you slay some monster trucks.
Oh, and I definitely need to take Addie. We got to get her. She must love zombies too, right? She's your daughter and you all apocalyptic everything. I got to get Addie on the zombie train. You got to teach her to get her zombie arms going for when I'm out there.
Yeah, you'll have to send her an Amy Hood zombie shirt or get her all swagged out. She'd be pumped on something like that.
You got to head over to Walmart and you got to pick up a Hot Wheels Monster Jam zombie truck.
I will. Yeah, I will definitely do that. I'll head over to Walmart today and try and find one. That's awesome.
Yeah, I found one when I was down in the States. I picked up two, and I brought them back home, of course.
Awesome.
Of course, they're not after me. They'll be after Bari or, somebody else. But hopefully I'll be able to get my own colored truck. So,
awesome. All right, well, we got to take a short break. When we come back, Kody Kamm's going to be calling in. We're going to talk some snowcross, X Games, Terracross, and a whole lot more here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, and waiting for Kody Kamm to call in.
I will send him a text message. He keeps telling me to let him know when to call in. Man, can't boys take a look at the clock?
I get people do that all day. Hey, can you text me when it's time to call in? I'm like, seriously, you can't look at the clock and just call? You know, it's like, I mean, I could do it, whatever. I mean, it's just, I crack up. Come on, Kody, Kamm, you're not that busy.
He's not. He's just someone in California. It'll be pretty interesting to talk to him. I know he's been, got out of the north and is down in the south training with Johnny Louch and the monster crew down there. Oh, well, hello there, Princess.
All right,
Kody.
How you doing, Kody?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. We were just talking a little smack because you weren't on point. You were like 30 seconds late on the call. So when that happens, dude, it opens up the floodgates. We start the smack talk. So just fair warning, Amy Hood's on point today, so you better look out.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. So we know you're making the transition. You're down south right now, looking at that California life, training with Johnny Louch. But your season's coming closer. Duluth is right around the corner. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're supposed to race in 2 weeks, but the weather isn't looking so good right now for snow.
No, not at all.
I'm pretty much just waiting for snow to be in the Midwest to start riding.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys. I know Levi's a good friend of mine, and I haven't talked with him recently, but I kind of keep tabs. I've got my family's got a home that's about 10 minutes from Levi's up there, and they were up there recently, and dude, they said it's like no snow in sight. Like I was wondering, will they come in and blow snow for an event, or I mean, it's not ideal conditions when you've got to run on a bunch of fake snow, right?
Yeah, pretty much every one of our races is all man-made snow, but this year it's been so warm they don't even have a chance to make the snow, really. So that's where we're pretty much just waiting on cold temperatures also so they can make the snow.
Yeah, so how does that affect the season for you guys? I mean, will they reschedule that race for later on, or will it get dropped one round for the year?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't been around it long enough for this to happen before.
Yeah. It's
I know back 6 or 7 years ago, we were on our way to New York and they canceled it and ended up going home and racing a regional race that weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, we are having some record-breaking weather here in Winnipeg. On Saturday, it hasn't been this warm in Manitoba, I think, since the 1970s. And I mean, all weekend I've been out riding my street bike and stuff, so I've never not seen snow on the ground mid-November. Like, it's almost December here. I mean, we're a province that has 8 months of winter, and this is not normal. So I kind of feel bad for you snowcross racers, definitely. Must be a little weird.
How does that affect training?
How would you get any training, coming into Duluth at all if there's no snow?
Yeah, supposedly the practice track is supposed to open up on Monday, and then that'll give us 3 days of practice before Duluth. So that's I'm hoping Duluth gets canceled or rescheduled or something so we can at least get a few more days of practice in.
Yeah, so I mean, how and like you, I mean, is it one of those things where snowcross season ends and generally when it ends, there's really not much snow left anyways? I mean, it's in March, right? So snowcross season ends. I mean, are you just off a sled for 6 months until it decides to start snowing?
Yeah, I got hurt in the first week of January last year, so I haven't touched a snowmobile since January even.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know you've been on a dirt bike a little bit. Then you jumped. How did everything get put together with Terracross this year? Because I know I didn't make it to Charlotte, but you were out racing with us in Heydays and then in Charlotte as well. And I know we just voiced the last couple of television shows, dude, and you killed it. Took home the championship. That was something you probably weren't prepared for, right?
Yeah. The plan was just to race at Heydays because I was going to be there for the whole snowmobile deal. And first lap of practice, I flipped it over. I had really no idea what I was doing and ended up taking home the championship at Charlotte. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that was something for the resume you weren't expecting, right? So I got to ask, you've taken the Terracross championship this year. Does that mean you're back next year? You got to defend the championship, right?
Yeah, the plan is to come back and race again next year, but I'm not sure. I got to focus on the snowmobile thing this winter, and then we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, well, and talk about that. I mean, snowcross last year, dude, I mean, it was a bummer. Every year we go in, and Amy and I have been talking about it the past couple of years, like Tucker Hibbert's the dude, right? And,
Oh, I mean, last year we talked Kody up a lot. Like,
no.
I'll give that to you. Okay, it's like there's going to be one person that could actually have anything for it, and which is, people like to see that. It's been the Tucker show for, how many years now? And, you had something for him last year.
Yeah, there was two guys. It was you and Kyle Pauline. We're like, if anybody can make a run at Hibbert, it's you and Kyle. And you did right out of the box, dude. You took a win, and you had been pumped, and then the injury hit. And, how are you feeling going into this year? Because obviously you can beat Tucker now, right?
Yeah, for sure. I've been training for 2 months here in California, and then a whole month before this, I was in South Carolina training on dirt bikes. I'm a lot more focused this year, and I'm ready to do it right away.
Yeah. How has the change been with you guys? I know, Polaris, the platform there, the Polaris snowmobile platform was the same for so many years, and then all of a sudden here, what was it, a year or so ago, they changed the platform. It's the new Axis chassis, right? I mean, how's that change been for you?
Last year the sleds were great, and I think I worked with those a lot better than I have with the IQR bodies, and I was doing really well. Just unfortunately, I had an accident and got hurt. But I'm looking forward to a good season this year.
Yeah. How is it cross training for you? You were talking about cross training on some dirt bikes. I mean, how is that? I mean, obviously the sled weighs a whole lot more. I mean, is there really a lot you can draw from the dirt bike side of things and bring it over to snowcross?
Really, I've rode dirt bikes since I was 5 years old, and that was like my main sport, going to all the nationals and stuff when I was little, and just started riding snowmobiles because I'm from Wisconsin. So pretty much my snowmobile style is like how I ride a dirt bike, and I think that helped a lot. So I'm not going to give up dirt bikes to ride snowmobiles. So I
was actually pretty surprised that coming from your dirt bike background, like I didn't know how involved in motocross or, how good your skills were on a bike. But man, like you can line up in Melville and qualify and, place pretty decently in a pro national. Like that's kind of unheard of. Tucker's been able to do that for the last couple of years, too. But that's a pleasant surprise. Like, would you like to do any more of the pro outdoor nationals? Is that something in your sights?
I'd love to do a few more of them. This year I was just trying to recover my shoulder all summer, so I missed them. But next year, hopefully, I will maybe get to do a few more of them.
Yeah. Well, here's a question. Obviously, you're good on a sled. You're good on a bike. I know snow bikes are taking off. X Games, snow bike is now in X Games. I've been talking with Joe Duncan a bit about it. I know he's got some big announcements. I think December I'm going to be making a trip up north. I can't really talk too much about it, but I got to ask, dude, is snow bike something that seems like it's tailor-made for you. It's like the best of both worlds.
Yes, I know. It's like the best of both worlds for you.
Actually, now that the ISOC series is going to have a class for them at every race this year, and X Games, we have been talking about it a little bit, but I've never been on one yet, so maybe this winter I'll get to experience one of those.
Yeah,
we got to hit him up with Ronnie Renner there. He's the snowbike king.
Yeah, Renner.
Combine forces.
Yeah. Oh, and I know Renner, he'll probably be making some trips up there. I know at least once to Minnesota this December for, a to-be-announced project, I guess I should say. I saw that, and it's like, man, that's like perfect for Kody Kamm. We got to get you on one of those, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Just kind of the waiting game, right, for Duluth to find out, what they call?
Yeah, hopefully I'm coming home by the end of this week, and I can start practicing next Monday is the goal.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy situation.
Whether there's snow on the ground or not, I guess.
Yeah, I need to ride.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. To me, it's crazy. You're like a week and a half from the opener, and it's like you don't know if you're actually racing or not because the weather's been so damn warm. It's kind of nuts. So
nerve-wracking.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and then X Games. I got to ask you, dude. Obviously you got two X Games silver medals, right? You'd like nothing more than to add a gold to the mix this year, right?
Yeah, that's another one of my goals for this winter.
Yeah, have you ever tried the freestyle side of things, or is that something totally not in your wheelhouse?
I can do a heel clicker. That's about all.
Yeah. Got no interest in going upside down?
Yeah, those are even sketchy for me.
Oh, nice. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Kody, man. Here's hoping Duluth kicks off and we can get you on the week after with, to talk about a big win there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, man. Congrats on the Terracross Championship, and looking forward to watching you this year in snowcross.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. Thanks, Kody.
Yep. Have a good one.
See ya.
All right. Oh, good catching up with Kody.
You know what? It's funny. Snowcross is very similar to Monster Jam. I mean, you got such a short season, but unless you go, unless Kody goes overseas to Europe or, where they got snow all year round, Sweden or wherever else, but, up into the mountains, I mean, you can't just go and build a track in your backyard out of snow in the middle of summer. No. Similar to Monster Trucks, it's not like I can just go and get a truck and bring it to my house and build a Monster Jam arena track. It's really hard, and I'm not used to it taking, I have 2 months before my season kickoff, and I have no ability to train other than in the gym. But it's definitely a different, weird feeling not being able to be prepared as much as I'd like to have been.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a short break. When we come back, Matt Martelli's going to be on the line. We're going to be previewing the Baja 1000, all that and more.
Yeah.
I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound of the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here. I'd like to welcome one of my really good friends and fellow, I don't know what you'd want to call you, Matt, but Matt Martelli with Mad Media, the Mint 400. I'd like to welcome him to the line. How's everything going, buddy?
Good. How's everything going with you guys?
Solid, man.
We are awesome. I'm awesome.
Yeah, Amy, she's going monster truck racing, and, here I am, got some projects in the works. So life has definitely been good for both of us, dude.
Good. Glad to hear it. You guys always stay pinned, so that's what I like about you.
Yeah, between us and you, dude, talk about staying pinned. You are on the gas all the time. I never know when I call you or text what state you're going to be in or even country, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm allergic to holding still for sure.
Yeah, do you even have a key to your front door anymore, or you just is that a place you just show up once in a while to get a change of clothes and head back out, right?
Oh, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's funny because I've had to put key codes on all the places that we have so I don't have to carry like janitor sets of keys.
I could only see you with a big hook on your hip. You know what I mean, with the tether that comes out. Oh, dude.
Right. There you go.
Nice. Well, yeah, I texted you yesterday, dude. I want to get you on air because obviously it's Baja. We got Marc Burnett. He's going to be calling in later. Man, I had Brandon Sims last week. I know I've been talking with Matney. He may call in, surprise call in today if he can fit it into pre-running. But dude, I mean, the Baja 1000, I mean, you are the man, you and Casey Folks and your brother, obviously, and the guys at Mad Media behind the Mint 400. But, I mean, Baja is Baja. The Baja 1000, it's just the Baja 1000. It doesn't matter who puts it on, who promotes it. The Baja 1000 is always going to be the one you want to win, you know?
Yeah, listen, absolutely. I mean, this is the race that spawned everything. I mean, going back to 1967 and the first Peninsula run, I mean, this race gave the guys who went and did the Mint the idea for that. It gave the guys who did Dakar the idea for that. So, this is the Godfather race, and there's no place like Baja. Everybody wants to race it. Everybody wants to pre-run it. Everyone wants to be a part of it, and it's magical. So, it's funny because like this time of year comes around, and you can see everybody in American society getting ready for the holidays and getting all pumped about that. But all I care about is pre-running and the race. That's what I get excited about. So, it's a really cool time of year. It's a very unique race and a very unique style of race. And it's truly what off-road racing is all about. Anything can happen down there.
Yeah. And, you want to talk about adventure, man, Baja. And you talked about pre-running. It's funny because, like, where we race in Baja, and it's been a few years since I've actually raced down there, but it's, when I'm pre-running, like, sometimes I just have to stop and admire what I'm looking at because some of these vistas and some of these, places when you get on the side of these mountains, I start thinking, and I'm like, there's a couple hundred racers that have seen this, and past that, there's literally a few hundred people that have ever seen this view. And to me, you start looking at it that way, and it's like, it's so amazing because here in the United States, I mean, just about everybody has been anywhere unless you're talking like Alaska. You know what I mean? People have been there, they've seen it. There's been pictures taken of it, but in Baja, it's different. There's really literally only a few handfuls of people that have ever seen some of these places we're racing.
Yeah, no, you're right on point. That's one of the things I love about being an off-roader is that mindset of like, going to places where really, unless you're a rancher or sometimes a miner, the only people that go there are off-roaders. We're going to the ends of the earth that, nobody's been to. And in Baja, there's a ton of beauty. I mean, it's any excuse to get down there. I go. And now with, making it so easy with razors, it's like, I've been on 3 or 4 trips. I'm going to go on another one next week. After Baja and just rip around in the razors and go explore some stuff I haven't seen before. So it's we could sit here and explain to people that it's magical. It's magical. You need to go experience it for yourself. And pre-running is the best part of it all. The race is going to be spectacular. And especially if you, watch it safely and stay awake for the entire thing, it is the most exciting race ever. It's going to be 22 hours, 24 hours of mayhem. And, getting into the lineup this year, it's like not a massive field, but anytime two seasoned guys are going down there and racing against each other, that's a race. This year there's 240 entries. So it's a solid lineup, and it's really the who's who. Yeah. And jumping right into it, I got to give props to Kyle Duke. I mean, the guy is on a roll. He just won his third Pro 4 championship in the Lucas Off-Road Series, which is the first time that's ever been done in history. Had a newborn daughter 4 a.m. on Monday, the 31st, and then left the emergency room after his daughter was born, drove straight to Vegas, qualified first in the Riviera truck, which is a 22-year-old trophy truck, and is on the pole for the Baja 1000. So, whether he does well or not at the race, really at this point doesn't matter, because just doing that was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, well, in that truck, I say that truck is probably the most influential truck in off-road history. I mean, and we're going back, for those of you who don't know, this was originally Robbie Gordon's truck back in the early 90s. And it was that one with the stars and stripes. I think it was Valvoline at the time, right? I mean, he made it. He showed up at Parker with that thing, and it blew minds. Everybody's like, "What is this?" Like, I mean, it was the first. There was a lot of amazing trophy trucks. That was like the first truly modern, revolutionary truck, and then everybody fell in line after that. And there were some amazing ones. I mean, Larry Ragland's Arnold, and we can talk about Ivan Stewart's and things like that. But that truck was kind of really the first of the modern trophy trucks, And it's had a few owners, but Marc Post has had it for a long time under the Riviera banner. But that truck, I mean, we can say it's 20 years old, but that truck is still a work of art, man. That thing is just amazing.
Oh, absolutely. But if you think about how many races and how many miles that truck has done, and the fact that it just qualified first, and really on a qualifying course that doesn't suit that truck style, that truck works in the higher speeds and not in the short, tight stuff as well. But after a little practice that I know Kyle did at Lake Elsinore, he definitely got it to work. But, it's going to be interesting because qualifying is important, but it's not everything. And, directly behind him, he's going to have Justin Matney in the four-wheel drive Geyser Trophy truck, which at this race could be a huge advantage.
With Ricky Johnson. With Ricky Johnson teaming with him. And Ricky, I mean, the thing about Ricky is he's the fastest guy on track. It's just, can he make it live? I think this truck is a beast, and this might be the one truck that Ricky can get to live out in the desert,
Totally. And then, behind Matt, he is Robbie Gordon, who even on a bad day, he can win this thing. And the cool thing is his truck is painted his father's colors.
It's awesome.
As a tribute to him. So that was really coul. I mean, we all love Baja Bob, and this is a fitting salute to him. So that's going to be really cool. The other one that just blew me away was the 17-year-old kid, Cole Potts, who has virtually no experience, but was still able to qualify for
17 years old?
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, 17.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, his dad, Craig, is...
Is he coming from any other type of background in a particular motorsport at all, or...?
He's done a little bit of motocross. He's done a little bit of short course buggy, and a little bit of driving in the trophy truck. But talk about a kid stepping up. I mean, I was blown away.
Yeah, I was blown away by that too. I mean, I've seen him qualify at some other races, and he's always done decent. But for this to be, to qualify that good, I mean. And everybody gives Craig crap too, because Craig, he's a good driver, but he's a bit like Ricky Johnson. He's either going to win or wad.
Yeah, he's on again, off again.
Yeah, sure. But no, it was impressive, man, super impressive.
Yeah, no, and then directly behind him is the team of Rob McCachran and Jason Voss, who, Rob won the Best in Desert Championship last year, and then they together won the Baja 1000, and Voss is currently leading the points in the Best of the Desert Champions. So it's that's, to me, is going to be the team to beat. But they have Robbie Gordon right in front of them. So there's no given here. It's going to be pretty much a fist fight right off the bat. And considering the way that this loop runs, where we run down the coast and then down into some really nasty, tight technical stuff, and then into the dark, it's a crapshoot. So it's going to be interesting. And then directly behind him are the Herbst boys, Tim and Troy. And then Jesse Jones teamed up with Toby Price.
Yeah, Toby's been killing it, dude. He went down. He and I were texting, and he got bit by the bug hard when he was down there and raced the Fink in that trophy truck. And I don't know. I think you're going to see him off the bike and on four wheels more often than not. In the next year or two.
Yeah, which would be cool because we've seen this evolution of championship bike guys becoming really good four-wheel drive off-road racers because of their ability to read terrain quickly. So I'm excited. Definitely.
Especially at Dakar. I think he's got another year maybe left on his bike, and then I think at Dakar you're going to see him transition into a truck. And all the guys running up front at Dakar nowadays come from a bike. It seems like.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really cool. And being that, he's a Red Bull athlete, it'd be cool to see Toby teamed up with Bryce, representing America somewhere down the line. I know Bryce is going to Dakar this year, and really everybody's trying to temper the expectations. But I know Bryce, he wants to go to win.
Yeah.
If you give him a vehicle that's capable of that, that's what's in his mind. But, right behind Toby and Jesse Jones is Andy McMillan and Larry Rossler teamed up. 18 Baja 1000 wins between them. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just looking down this list, and we could go through them step by step. We don't have enough time, but yeah, then you've got Dan McMillan, Luke McMillan,
BJ
Baldwin, Cameron Steele. Cameron, past 2 years, Cameron has got really fast. He has stepped his game up tremendously. And then Tavo, he's back in the mix. It's like, wow, Casey Curry.
in there too.
Yeah, Casey Curry's got a new ride, and I haven't really looked at it, but I think he's bringing a gun to a gunfight now, right? It's not the knife to the gunfight like he was in the past.
Yeah, I think he's going to be there. I don't think he has a chance of contending at this point, but for the overall, but he's getting his feet wet, and that's cool.
So before we only got like a minute or so left, Matt, but I know you boys in Race Desert, you guys are going to be down there doing some kind of coverage. Where can people tune in? Obviously, the forums are going to be filled. That's like the place people go to post up their race updates and stuff. But
that's the main place I would direct people is the Race Desert forum because we're getting information from a lot of different sources. It's not just coming from us. We'll be posting a lot of information on social media as much as possible, but that's the main one. I want to give a couple more shout outs. One is to Kristen Matlock, who is going to be Ironmanning in the UTV class. It'll be the first time a woman has completed the 1,000 Ironman if she's able to complete it, which would be pretty cool. And then Rod Hall is, racing a stock full. At 79 years old, he's still going, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and Rod, I think he's driven more Baja 1000s than anybody in history. It's crazy. I can't remember if he missed one or not, but at one point he had raced every single Baja 1000, and I think he may have missed one somewhere in there, or he may have the streak going still. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up, but I know it's close to.
Yeah, I know he has the longest participation streak in the history of off-road racing. Yeah. So he completed more in one stretch than anybody else. And the last shout out I have to give is the gnarliest of them all, which is Colton Udall, who will be kicking this whole thing off on the 1X Honda. We talk about how, awesome all these racers are, but it's a whole nother thing when you're in the front leading on a bike. That's just the gnarliest there is.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. Go two wheels.
All right, Matt. Well, I appreciate it, buddy. We'll definitely be locked and loaded at racedesert.com for updates in the forum, and much appreciated, man. Take it easy. Be safe down in Baja.
Yep. See y'all in Baja.
All right. Thanks, Matt. All right. We're going to take a short commercial break. We come back. I don't know. We got all kinds of stuff coming at you here in hour number 2 on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder R.J. Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
Hey girls, grab your friends, bring your bachelorette party, even your mom, for a smoking hot night with the mates from Thunder from Down Under. That's right, ladies, direct from Vegas. It's the Outback Fantasy Tour with the guys performing live at the Blue Water Resort and Casino Saturday, December 3rd. 2 showtimes at 6 and 9 p.m. Tickets on sale now for $25 at the Blue Water Gift Shop or online at BlueWaterFun.com. Must be 21 or older.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the right on the money.
Get ready for some serious country music from the one and only Dwight Yoakam. Live in concert Saturday, December 10th at the Blue Water Amphitheater at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Gates open at 2. Show starts at 3. General admission tickets in advance for $40. VIP tickets are $75. General admission day of the show is $60. Visit BlueWaterFun.com and reserve your tickets now. Dwight Yoakam live at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Don't miss it.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here. And Hood, I gotta say, talking with Matt, and we only got a couple minutes in this segment, but what do you think? Kristen Matlock, Polaris Razor, she's soloing the Baja 1000, 854 miles. Man, Amy's speechless right there. It was that big of a deal, but no, seriously. Hey, Kristen, you there?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to you on my headphones here, but I think it's pretty incredible, and we really got to get her on before that she heads down, because I'd like to talk to her kind of before and after. Yeah. But unfortunately, we're going to miss out on that. But you should almost get her on Project Action, because, I mean, the girl might be making history here.
Yeah, I mean, there's been women race off-road before and race events, but 854 miles at the Baja 1000, that's just crazy.
And solo. I mean, it takes a lot of courage, and, to be able to do this independently, I think, as a girl, because, I don't think I'd even want to venture out and do it by myself. Like, at least like to have somebody else so you can, if you get lost or deal with some frustrations, you're not alone out there. But that's a tough chick right there. I'd like to hang out with her. We could be friends.
Yeah, no, she's rad. She's super quick. I'm pumped. I think it's going to be awesome. That's definitely one of the storylines we will have locked and loaded. I think we definitely after the event we got to get her dialed in for an interview, one way or another, just to talk about the adventure, because That's
sure.
a big deal. I'll reach out. I've got some contacts there and see if maybe we can get her on air next week after the event or something. Because
definitely.
It's a cool story. But we got to take a short break. We come back. We got a Dirtfish Rally Report. We're going to be talking Travis Pastrana and Robbie Durant. I know Amy and I both know them really well. So all that and more here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, and we're getting ready to kick off a Dirtfish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. And don't forget, want 15% off a class at Dirtfish? You can use that code JBDirtfish for 15% off at their website. And big news, our friends and partners at Subaru Rally Team USA have announced that Travis Pastrana heading north of the border with Robbie Durant, his new co-driver, in preparation for 2017. Subaru Rally Team USA doesn't normally race in Canada. They've got Subaru Canada has their own rally team up there, their own factory team, and they just don't go north of the border. Travis, thinking,
I mean, it's Travis Pastrana.
Yeah.
It's the Travis. He can probably get away with doing anything, and I'm sure that a lot of people bend the rules for TP. But
well, here the big news is they're going up there, which is great. But I guess Travis, Robbie is new. They've only done one rally so far to get two rallies, together. So they're going to try and make a run at David Higgins next year in the championship. So they feel like they need to have some more seat time together. So he and Robbie are heading up to Rally in the Tall Pines in Ontario, Canada, here in about a week and a half. So I don't know. That's big news.
That's awesome. We got the privilege to meet both Trav and Robbie together, and they seem like they're a great team. Robbie can equally hang with Travis. Let me tell you that.
Robbie likes to have some fun. Let's put it that way. I think it was me, you, Travis, and Robbie at the bar there in at Zorba's in Detroit Lakes. So Zorba's. Jen Hellstrom was there too, and it was a good time. Definitely a good time. Robbie, he liked to have a lot of fun. I could tell that. First time I'd ever met him, and boy likes to put his party pants on.
Well, yeah, and it seems also, they bonded really well. They make a great team. And, it's really hard to find people who are kind of on the same level as you when you're a really extravagant out there person. And I think Robbie definitely compliments Travis really well. And, I'm really excited to see how they do, it's up here in Canada, and they'll, making their transition together as a team for next year. But we have to get both of them on the show together at the same time, because I'd like to see how they riff off each other. Cause,
I know
Robbie's a good time.
Yeah, I know Travis is going to be on the show sometime in the next month. Maybe for our anniversary show. Trav and I have been talking, and it's just a matter of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. But we will have Travis. I'll see if we can get Robbie, too. But, that is our Dirtfish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Amy and I, we're going to be talking some energy drinks and sponsorships, and it's going to be a cool segment coming up here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder R.J. Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, and I do have to give a shout-out to, I just found out on Twitter, man, I should know this, like totally fail, but I posted up about the Dirtfish Rally Report. I immediately got a like from my buddy David Higgins, one of the greatest rally drivers of all time. Also my Dirtfish and Subaru Rally ambassador-ish, I don't know. We're all tied in together anyways. David's a good dude, and it is his birthday, so he's sharing a birthday with my daughter. So,
oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, so David, buddy, if you are tuned in, happy birthday, my friend. I don't know, we had him on air about a month and a half, 2 months ago. I can't remember, but David, he's a solid gold class act dude, and I don't know, man. I wish I had a portion of his driving skills. Dude just is amazing. So, happy birthday, David. And
happy birthday.
Yeah, for sure. So, I wanted to talk. So, Hood, here, obviously NASCAR is like the 10,000-pound gorilla. We don't talk NASCAR on the show much. No. But there's a tie-in here. There's a tie-in here.
Sorry.
There's a tie-in here. So, they're losing their title sponsor, right? Sprint's like the Sprint next, or it used to be Nextel, and now it's Sprint Cup, whatever. It used to be Winston Cup back when you could advertise cigarettes and everything else, right? So it's like literally, it's like $1 billion sponsorship, and it's like they want like 10 years, $1 billion. It's like $100 million a year. Crazy money.
And what do you think the only person or the only non-corporate, something that's not associated with like racing in any shape or form. What is the only brand under the motorsports umbrella that you can fathom that would have that much money to donate? Like there's only one brand name that comes to mind, Jim.
Yeah.
Well, if you let me hear what your word digest would be. What would you spit out?
Well, I mean, I just look at so they've got you look at the cell phone companies, right? So you've got right now it's Sprint, right? So obviously AT&T or Verizon could do it. Well, nobody wants to be sloppy seconds to Sprint, and Verizon's already sponsoring IndyCar, so they're out. So then you go like beer companies, maybe. I guess you could have like the Budweiser, I don't know. So, there's a few odds and ends. An auto manufacturer can't do it. They've got the money, but they couldn't do it because there's 4 different brands. You can't have the Ford Cup when there's Toyotas racing, right? So, that leaves us with Coke, Pepsi, whatever. Well, Coke is also Monster Energy, Powerade, everything else. So right now the rumor is Monster Energy is going to take over the sponsorship of NASCAR. I don't know if there's any truth to it. I think if there is, that's a massive amount of money for Monster Energy. We're talking almost $1 billion. It's crazy.
But that would have to come from some type of, a little bit of background support there with Coca-Cola. It would have to be. The only other thing that I could ever fathom that would ever have crossed my mind, and the first thing to pop into my mind would have been Red Bull. But obviously Red Bull, linked up with a ton of other more action sports-related type of sports, that requires you to do more than just a left turn every...
Red Bull.
I give NASCAR such a hard time. I'm sorry for all you NASCAR fans out there. I race motocross and drive monster trucks. I'm completely not the biggest NASCAR fan in the world. Yeah. But it is all up in there. I don't even know who would be able to put their name to the NASCAR title because, yes, again, you're looking at $1 billion sponsorship, not multi-millions, but, into the billions. Obviously, whoever jumps on board, it's going to be great for them. It's one of the largest, viewings and fan sportsmanship ever is NASCAR, of course. But, I'd love to see if an energy drink got in there, which one would be battling it out for the title. And I don't think Monster Energy would do it. I do not think. It's Monster Energy Supercross. Monster's already linked up, with a very, or already has a motorsports umbrella right now. Do you actually think that Monster would get into NASCAR? I do not see it at all.
Well, and here's the question. So Red Bull already made an investment in NASCAR. They had a NASCAR team about 8-9 years ago. They quit. They did it for
long ago already.
Yeah, they quit after about 2 years. They said, well, it doesn't match our demographic.
No.
Which an energy drink is the under 35s, right? NASCAR is the over 40s. That's why we don't cover it on the show. Generally the older generation. So Monster to me isn't a good fit. Maybe Coke I could see. But Monster, I don't know. But like you said, they've already got Monster Energy Supercross. They sponsor monster trucks. They sponsor everybody. And here's another thing. So if you're going to spend almost $1 billion on NASCAR, it's only a United States series. Nobody in Europe cares about NASCAR. Most people in Canada probably don't care about NASCAR. So why wouldn't you sponsor Formula One or something like that races in Canada? They race in the U.S. They race all over Europe. They race globally. What if you're going to spend $1 billion, wouldn't you want a global footprint instead of just a United States footprint? I don't know. To me, it doesn't add up. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it would happen either at all. And yes, you're very right with the very select demographic of the United States alone, and an older demographic as well. The energy drinks is just it's under 35. It is. We especially Red Bull very much caters to the extreme. Like we call Generation Extreme, Gen X. But, I could only see it really being a telecommunications or Coke and Pepsi. And, I come from working for Pepsi on the corporate side. And, Coke and Pepsi are one of the, grandfathered brands with the deepest pockets. Coke and Pepsi, they're each other's rivals. There's nobody else that competes with them. And they have huge pockets, but they also have their very select demographics. They have their own U.S. division and Canadian division and European division, so I could really see that working well with Coke or Pepsi America, and I don't see who else would be able to jump on board with that big of a pocket. I don't know, other than if you get into something like Johnson & Johnson, really corporate.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. Coke's already sponsoring a couple of drivers. They have like personal agreements, kind of like, guys get helmet deals from, Red Bull or Monster. Like Coke has like, I think 5 or 6 NASCAR drivers. They wear it on their sleeve and they drink Coke in Victory Lane or something like that. But, like you said, so the demographics in NASCAR are generally like 40 plus, 45 plus, right? Year-olds. When was the last time you saw a 60-year-old guy drinking a can of Red Bull? Not ever, but you see a 60-year-old guy drinking a can of Coke or Diet Coke. So,
definitely.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at it that way. Like, there's this rumor, and it's like, it's fever pitched. Every single motorsports website I frequent is talking about Monster Energy sponsoring NASCAR. Like, generally, Red Bull are the experts on everything, and if they didn't see the value in NASCAR, I don't know why Monster would go in and not just sponsor a car, but, like, sponsor the whole series. Like, to me, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of crazy.
I don't think Monster Energy has that deep of pockets. There's no way.
Coke does, but under the Monster brand, like, I don't see it.
They're going to have to do some deep research, though, into the demographic and, the fan base of NASCAR. And again, this is hard for me to talk about because I don't care. I don't know. You ask me anything about any other type of action sports, I can tell you. I'm so far removed from the NASCAR. I mean, I'm Canadian, so it's so American that I try not to touch America. It's so America. I try not to touch base on it. But I think it's, I like to keep my energy drinks involved in extreme sports, and they are, and I hope they don't steer away from that, because then it kind of loses their value in the off-road, the freestyle, and the very extreme lifestyle, and even like skateboarding and BMX. And I think that's where the energy drink brand, belongs, is in the Generation Extreme, not asphalt, turn to left sports. Just
I agree with
I
you.
don't know. I'm very, very biased on this situation because I'm very passionate about extreme sports, so I'm just I have a bit of a biased view on it, so I should just not say anything at all. Well, I'll lose some fans out there.
Well, you and I are on the same page as far as that goes. It's such a massive deal that I went, you know what, like, I think we could have good conversation, which we did about it. So that's kind of a reason why I brought it up. But I don't know. That is something out there, which honestly, I know I literally only have about 15 seconds left. But the trickle-down effect, if they spend $1 billion on NASCAR, they're going to start cutting action sports
from
guys.
Everything else.
They're going to.
I don't even want to think of a world that it's not Monster Energy Supercross or, where Monster, Rockstar, and Red Bull are not involved in the motorsports, the action motorsports industry. That would be really surreal, and a lot of people would lose out from that.
So, all right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, my buddy Marc Burnett, he's going to be on the line. Speaking of Monster Energy, he's one of their athletes.
Yeah.
But
we should ask him for his opinion.
All right, we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
Get ready for some serious country music from the one and only Dwight Yoakam. Live in concert Saturday, December 10th at the Blue Water Amphitheater at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Gates open at 2. Show starts at 3. General admission tickets in advance for $40. VIP tickets are $75. General admission day of the show is $60. Visit BlueWaterFun.com and reserve your tickets now. Dwight Yoakam live at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Don't miss it.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle and Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, joined on the line by my buddy Marc Burnett, who last time I saw him, I was, I don't know, pulling you out of the desert in a rental car, right, buddy?
Oh, yes. They're getting a little stuck out in your neighborhood out there, Jim.
Yeah, so get this, Hood. Marc Burnett comes to Parker, right? He didn't call me and say, hey, what's up, buddy? Like, Marc calls me, and he says, hey, are you in town? I go, yeah. He goes, I need your help. I'm stuck out in the desert. And so he didn't even call me to say, hey, what's up? Let's have a beer. Let's go out to lunch. It was like, hey, what's up? I need your help.
You should have played that a little differently and said, like, hey, man, what's going on? You want to go get a beer? Well, you're going to actually have to come and get me, and then we can go for a beer.
You need to come down to Baja. Both of you guys should just come down to Baja. And we'll have beer and tacos at the same time.
So, well, you got
my language.
Yeah. You got 2 cars racing in the 1,000. You couldn't have fit me in for like 150 miles in one of those Razors there, Burnett.
Honestly, it's for my sponsors out there. And let me tell you, Jim, if I could get you in there, these guys are hungry. They want to get in there and they want to do more miles. There's 4 drivers in each one, in one car, 4 drivers, and I'm an Iron Man in my deal. So
yeah, you got
these guys are going to go and switch off every 200 and something miles roughly.
Yeah, is that the car with Chapman and Aaron and everybody from Monster in it?
Yeah, Matt and Aaron from Monster, and then Tim from OMF, and then also Bobby from Fox. So I have a group of great guys. They all know how to drive, and hopefully it's going to be our backup car when we're driving down the road. If we need anything, they're going to be right there for us. Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. In the car they're racing, is that you have a 2-seat and a 4-seat Razor, correct? Or is that like your? Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the 2-seater was the beginning of the year, and I didn't get the 4-seater till later on. And they're both great cars. It's brand new. The car just rode we just drove it to the UTV Championship, and that was it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there a point where, like, you've got a 2-seat and a 4-seat? I was even talking with Sims last week when I had him on the air, and it seems like in UTV racing, it's a big deal. Everybody's going to the 4-seat. Sims still says, like, in Baja, there's certain places where he thinks a 2-seater's an advantage, but he says, I know I get my butt kicked in the whoops and things like that. Is there a point where you'll go to a race and go, hey, the 2-seater might really do well here, and opt to race that instead of the 4-seat?
Yeah, there is some races like that, and definitely I agree with them. It's a little bit lighter and it works well, but it seems more stable. The 4-seater just seems way more stable when you're coming into the turns hot. It doesn't seem like it's going to want to roll over or has a lot of sway. It just seems like it's a lot more connection to the ground when you're driving it. So I feel a lot more comfortable on the 4-seater versus the 2-seater. Tim's been driving that 2-seater wheels off that thing for a while, and he's really used to it, and he's happy with it. And I'm happy with my 2-seater too. It's just in Baja, I feel that you need a big gas tank. He's running a 21-gallon gas tank. I'm running a 34. So his mileage is going to be about 100 versus my 200.
Yeah.
So, he's going to have a disadvantage there for sure. And that's, that's where we're going to pick up more time on a lot of the 2-seaters out there.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, take us through Baja, dude. I mean, obviously, you're a truck guy, now you're a UTV guy, but you've been in Baja. You know what it takes to win down there. I mean, you got a stacked field of UTV racers. I saw, like, Mitch Jr., now he's teaming up with, like, Jagged X. I mean, dude, we got some super teams going on. Sims is bringing it, him and Carver racing together. I mean, you're going to have some heat there, buddy. What's it going to take to win down there?
Well, first off, you don't even know, like, Mike Afro's out there, too. And he's not really a big name that much, but he has Bo Barron, I think it is.
Bo can wheel.
And Bo's a real deal. This guy can drive a bike, a quad, and a UTV. This guy's a machine, and he's one of the guys that I'm concerned about. He's a great driver, and he has a little bit of Baja experience. That's where me and Matlock are going to shine down there. I think it's because we have 20 plus years down there. Yeah, he's raced with his dad down in Baja. Wayne Matlock's dad, and I think it's going to be experience down there over, the guys that doesn't have the experience down there. I've ridden bikes for Honda, Suzuki, and then I went to trucks, and now I'm UTV. So, but I've never won the 1,000 on the UTV, and we're really looking forward to hopefully bringing the win there. And I think, like I said, there is a stacked field. Jagged X, you got great guys on that team. You got, Sims and Cafro is going to be another one. Carver. Going to be another great team. There's just so many out there. It's all going to be on who doesn't have any problems. I think that's what it's going to come down to. If you can get out the lead and get a little time on the areas where you might know a shortcut or a better road than the other guy.
Yeah, I do have to mention through this whole conversation, you've yet to mention Johnny, UTV Inc. You're like, these super teams. Johnny, he just got thrown under the bus. Johnny, I know you're tuning in, buddy.
No, he is turning in, but hey, you know what, man? He's old, but he's washed up. I don't care what he says. Okay?
Fighting words there.
He got trophy trucks and class 6100s now. He's over the UTV thing. I don't even think of it anymore. He's like, if you don't finish, you just go home. So if he really steps up to the plate, and I hope you're listening, Johnny, if you really step up, you're going to finish the race, not go home in your truck and go pout. Okay, so you make sure you tell him that and you can't hear it. Okay?
What you guys got to know about Burnett is him and Johnny are like buddies. So these guys, I had lunch with them in Parker, and the trash talk is it's hilarious. Like, I think anytime you guys are together, it just needs to be tape recorded because it's just seriously, it's funnier than hell.
Well, do you know that we still have our, when you were there and we had a thing, we have a bet going. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
The $2,000 bet for dieting. And he is actually, at this time of the day, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's 6 pounds less weight than I am. So I'm trying not to eat till the race day to lose that extra 6 pounds on him. But he is beating me right now for his $2,000, and I'm going to probably have to pay him. We'll have to see here soon. But he actually has been slimming down, or he has a fake scale, and he's just been messing with the dial on it and cheating. But we've been sending pictures back and forth. So yes, we do have a little bet going on there. And Johnny has a good team. He has another team. He has 3. We have a Mexican guy, Victor Areras, or whatever his last name is. He's really good. He's very knowledgeable down there. Johnny's no slouch. And then you got the main man, Mr. Rigid Car Owner Team Scanlon is in the car. So and he's learned a lot down there, and he's going to be one of the guys out there too that could maybe. Those guys can still win it. Johnny's won 1,000 before, and he might be one of the contenders out there. It's, like I said, it's anybody's game. If it's all about who cannot have problems and who's going to finish, have less problems, is the guy that's going to win that race for sure.
Yeah. Well, and you said you're soloing it. I mean, how's that? Obviously, I know. You're no joke. I mean, obviously anytime, but right now you've been training, like you said, you've been eating right, dieting. I mean, you're probably in some, probably the best shape you've been in a few years. I mean, is that part of it gone into play to solo the 1,000?
Well, there's a lot of things that come into par. I mean, I'm used to driving a lot of hours. Most of these whiskies out there can't drive a lot of hours in the car. There'll be a few that do that, but I know in UTV there's nobody. There's nobody right now. It looks like they're going to be soloing it. And
Kristen Matlock, I guess. We just found out Kristen Matlock is soloing. She's going to be the first female to solo in a UTV.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know that. I thought she had another partner.
No, Martelli just told me that. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's big. So that's going to be a big one. I mean, next year will be my last one that I Ironman it because next year will be a full true 1,000. and it's going to go all the way down to the point. It's going to be about 1,400 miles, and you're going to be in the car over 40 hours. So that'll be my last one that I do for, because I've always Ironman it. And I think there's an advantage, to it, and there's not. The person getting in the car is going to be fresh. Well, he's going to drive the car, a little harder than the other guy did, and he's not going to hear the noises that they've been hearing or knowing what's going on. So, there's an advantage to be, in the car. You know what the noises are and stuff like that. We're going to be approximately in the car for over 21 hours. Is probably what we're going to be in the car, 21, 22 hours, right around there. We should finish somewhere in the morning, the next morning around 8:15 or so in the morning. Somebody's going to finish around that time.
Yeah, I think I soloed Vegas to Reno in a stock full one time, and it was like 560 miles, and I think I was in the truck like 19 hours or something like that.
Yeah. And how'd you feel?
Dude, I was wiped out at the end of it, especially being in a stock full. But like you were saying, though, like people don't – I mean, you become a part of the vehicle, right? So you said, you understand everything. You hear every last little noise, you feel the vehicle. But at the end of the day, too, I knew, I started out and I was fresh. In the last 50 to 100 miles, I could tell I wasn't driving 100%. You know what I mean? Like I felt a drop off there. You know what I mean? And it just the fatigue. It set in, and I was still.
No, you're gonna feel tired, but it might actually, to be honest with you, you might help the car that way for being a little bit slower because the cars, these cars are gonna get beat on hard down there, and the course is it's getting hammered as we speak. I've been down there already, and there's a lot of areas where in the beginning it was nothing, and now it's really seriously hammered down there. And a lot of drivers that already went down there are going to see, they're going to go, "Whoa, it wasn't like this when we first went down." Well, you should pre-run down closer to the end of the before the race than do it, in the beginning of the pre-run opening of the day. When they open up the course and stuff during 3 or 4 weeks before it. So it changes a lot between those two. And then a lot of the guys, a lot of heavy hitters won't open the lines up until the last 2 days, so people don't know them and don't burn them in.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll see a lot of new stuff out there.
Yeah, lots of mind games.
It's fall. You should come out. Next year I'll have a couple different things, and if you should come out, to maybe one of those races, and maybe race with us if that's possible. Maybe you can get off that chair that you've been sitting up on in Parker and have a good time and come out with us, and that'd be all right.
I'm probably in before Jim is in.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been dying as a little girl. I always had a dream that I would race the Baja 1000. I don't know now if I'm going to do it in a Razor or in a monster truck, but you better believe that one day I'm going to come and do it.
No, I'm already working on my Baja plans for next year. I will be at the 1,000 and something, so we'll definitely have to talk after this race and figure it out, buddy. But I appreciate you taking the time, my friend, and good luck down there. We'll have to catch up after the race.
Oh, you will. There's a lot of new things that's going to be happening for us, and a lot of new sponsors, and you'll be hearing more about that at the end of the year here. But there's a lot of shakeups that's going to be happening. So I'm sure you'll be calling me here soon in a couple weeks or so.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mark. Take it easy, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.
All right. That was Marc Burnett. We're going to take a short break. Amy Hood and I, we got a big question and answer session coming up after the break. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, and it's been one heck of a show so far. Talking a lot of Baja, had Kody Kamm on, and I don't know, talking some race business. I don't know. It's been a fun one anyways. But, Hood, we got a ton of questions. I know we only got like 14 minutes to do them all in, but we've got like a backlog of questions here. And I don't know. We got to get caught up on these fan questions. Some of them are from a while back. Some of them are pretty recent. So, I don't know. You ready? You there? Hello?
Yeah, let's do it. Kick it off.
All right. I don't know. I felt like I lost you there. But, yeah, we got a bunch of them here. We'll kick off one. This is Nick in Washington. This one came in like a week or so ago. Said, Amy, do you know Shelby Turner from Canada? I saw her race Endurocross here in Washington, and she's insane. She's won like 6 out of 7 races so far this year. You should get her on the show.
I do know Shelby Turner, and, I mean, definitely. I love when we get requests to have cool moto chicks on the show. But, yeah, I mean, Shelby is definitely an animal. I've kind of watched her career progress over the last couple of years, and the girl is crazy on a bike, and it's really cool to see her, go down and compete against all the other, majority of U.S. field of enduro racers and just clean up. It's cool.
Yeah, what's her background? Because, I mean, she's coming in and, even like Tara Geiger and stuff, she's just smoking them. Like, they're not even on the same planet.
Background of just two-wheel racing, straight motocross and enduro and off-road and woods riding. I mean, we have lots of bush up here in Canada. We have, there's a lot of really talented enduro riders, and a lot of people kind of start racing motocross and switch over to the enduro, just like I'm probably going to do next year because I had so much fun racing my first ever enduro race. But, yeah, I mean, she's just a badass on the bike. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's
in a small world. I mean, I know most girls who ride dirt bikes. We all kind of are a really close-knit community and, follow each other's careers on social media, and we always link up once in a while and run into each other. But, most girls who ride, I like, it's really cool to say that we all are really close and try to stay in touch.
Yeah.
Well, and whether we're friends or not, there's a lot of girls I consider my good friends, like Cynthia Gauthier, who used to race motocross and now drives monster trucks as well. But we've never really met in person and hung out. But we are, I call her up when I need a fill-in driver, and, she helped me open the doors for Monster Jam. But it's like girl code. Girls who ride bikes just try to stick together and have each other's backs.
You and Cynthia have never met in person?
No, we haven't.
That's crazy. I've met Cynthia a few times.
I know. Even you got the chance to. I'm always in a different spot, and I'm never around, so never get the chance.
Oh, nice. All right, this one is from me. This is from Jerry in Michigan. I kind of dig this. Jim, you're a rally guy. I always go to Snowdrift and love Bonfire Alley. How is the RA-ARA split going to affect 2017? God, man, you talk about sending me a loaded question, Jerry in Michigan. First off, Bonfire Alley is amazing, and it sucks that it's not going to be a part of the event, but I understand why, because all your fellow Michiganders are, they get a little too wild there at Bonfire Alley, and it gets out of hand. So I understand it'll come back.
Okay, what is Bonfire Alley?
Okay, so it's a stretch of rally. They race it at like midnight, right? It's a stage. It's a night stage, and it's a couple of miles long. And basically, and it's at Snowdrift, right, in January. So it's like negative 30 degrees. And these guys are racing rally cars on the snow at midnight. And they have this couple of mile stretch that's straight as an arrow, and all the rally fans line that whole straightaway, and they bring in fire barrels and stuff like that. So it's literally like 2 or 3 miles long of fire barrels, and people just standing there with a fire and drinking.
So cool.
Yeah, you got to see the videos of it. I'll text you a video of it. It's insane. But the thing is everybody's been out there all day. It's midnight. They get drunk, and there's fire, and shenanigans have started happening, and it's becoming really hard to police it. So they took it away, that stage away, for a year, hoping that it kind of goes. People go, oh crap, maybe we should we should act a little bit better.
Down a little bit.
Yes.
Down a little.
So I think that's the goal: is just take it away for 1 year and bring it back. But I understand. They said it's not going away permanently. They're just trying to prove a point. So I think, which I can understand. Like, things got out of hand this past year. Like, it was pretty wild. But no, it's cool. It's like one of those iconic things. You ask anybody in the rally community, about Bonfire Alley, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that place is awesome." But the ARA and Rally America split, how's it going to affect 2017? Well, that's the biggest thing, is it's going to affect 2017. Obviously, Subaru is kind of signed with ARA, it sounds like, but it sounds like Subaru may run a little bit of RA and a little bit of ARA, and they're going to run a little bit of Canada. Like, I don't know the full Subaru schedule yet for next year. I don't know. Rally America's got new events they're bringing out. I honestly don't know. Well, let's wait and see on this. Like, how it's going to affect 2017, and that's all I can say at this point. We don't know how much or how little. We will know more, I think, in the next 30 days. So this is kind of a wait and see. I mean, I'm not going to give my opinions on it. I've tried to stay very neutral on this subject because I've got friends on both sides. So biggest thing is, right in your question, it's going to affect 2017. How much or how little, we don't know yet. So I'm not going to get into the politics of it. All right, this one is from Beth, and she wants to know, Amy, how long did it take you to get used to driving a monster truck?
That's actually an awesome question, because it's one I tell a lot of people story about. But, it's a lot different than a dirt bike. I'm on 4 wheels. You're completely strapped in. So, on the bike, like, I can control the bike a lot with your body. You can move around. You get in a sticky situation. You can really counteract with your own body weight. And I manhandle the bike, or women handle the bike a lot with your own body weight. And I'm so not used to it being strapped in with a 5-point harness and only really able to move my eyeballs in my arms. So it's a really understanding the process of, letting the truck drive and, knowing what it's going to do and how it's going to react. But it's really funny, because it took me about 2 weeks to be able to open my eyes in the truck when I am in the air, hit the jump. And they're always like, okay, well, when you're in there, you see where you're going to land, and you're already turning the wheels in the air, preparing for your next, the next thing that you're going to do, your next hit. And I'm like, turning in the air, I'm still closing my eyes and yelling, oh my gosh, in the air. So it took me about 2 weeks to be able to, launch a 12,000-pound machine in the air and have my eyes open and being ready, and just really bracing for impact and learning how to take a hit, if you will. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's a great ride. It's a lot of fun. Once I got really confident in knowing what the truck's going to do, I'm ready. Now I'm like, okay, let's see what this thing can do.
Game on, right? All right.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Mike in Orange, California. This is a pretty quick one. I don't even when is the show going to be on Sirius? And I love the new podcast. You should have Amy on to do moto interviews. So I agree. We're going to have Amy on more and more. Just some weeks we'll have her. Some weeks we won't on the podcast. Depends on her schedule. I have a really weird taping schedule with Project Action, too, because it's not live and a not set time slot. But no, Hood's definitely going to be a part of it. Her and I have talked. And her and I got a project we're working on hopefully for next year that's kind of even a spin-off of the spin-off. So But when is it going to be on Sirius? I don't know. Our syndication agreement with Sports Byline includes Sirius, but it's if and when Sirius decides to pick us up. So I guess that being said, we could technically be on channel 93 on Sirius next week, or we might be on it in 6 months. I don't know. But if you want us on Sirius, the best thing you can do is send Sirius a tweet, an email, tell them, hey, we want the show on Sirius. So it is part of our agreement. And,
yes.
I don't know. Like I said, it could be next week, and it could be 6 months from now. I just don't know when we're going to be on Sirius. But if and when we do get on Sirius, it'll be on channel 93. I do know that. So there we go.
That's exciting. I've all my friends ask as well, like when we're going to be on Sirius.
Yeah.
I got Sirius Radio too, and I'm waiting for the day. I can't wait.
I don't know. Like I said, it's part of our rollout, but I don't know when. But bug Sirius about it. Seriously, start tweeting them, emailing them. Yeah, if you listeners want us on Sirius, I want to be there. Trust me. All our sponsors want us to be there, but it's just Sirius is Sirius. They do things at their own pace. So. Show will be on Podcast One pretty quick too. So if you listen to the podcast already over there, this show will also be syndicated on Podcast One. So we're picking up another outlet there. So I don't know, just keep picking them up one at a time, and I don't know, growing this thing. We got 2 questions here, both from Charlotte. Not a person named Charlotte, both Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll do Nathan first. Found you guys on iTunes. Are you ever going to cover other motorsports? Obviously, you're from Charlotte, so you're probably a NASCAR fan, I'm assuming. Also, would like to hear you guys interview Tony Stewart or Jimmy Johnson. Well, I would love to interview Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson. I don't know. That might be a Project Action thing because that's action sports and a little bit more type of deal. But I don't know. Amy, we've had some IndyCar drivers on. We had Courtney Force, who's amazing, and Graham Rahal. I don't know. I mean, it's not like Amy said earlier. Like, it's not our cup of tea. NASCAR is. It's not to say we won't do an interview with somebody if it pops up. But
sure. They're more about the personalities.
Yeah.
And we find that action sports athletes are a little less vanilla. But talking about other motorsports, Jim and I have been talking about once my Monster Jam season starts, that we would love to do maybe like a 30-minute recap every weekend, have a different monster truck driver on, the Kristen Anderson from Gravedigger. We got Dustin Sipes. I mean, some of the old veterans, too. I mean, Damon Bradshaw, I'm sure, would be a great interview.
Bradshaw would be awesome. I'd love to talk moto with him. That one we need to make happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd love to bring on, we could do a whole Monster Jam segment every week going forward.
So, like Amy and I said, we're personality-driven. Project Action's the same way. I had Lauren Mayhew this past week. She's an actress who has some motorsports ties. But, seriously, I'm all over the grid. If they're cool people, we'll interview them on one of the 2 shows. And then last, we're going to have to make this one quick. We only got a minute left. Paige in Charlotte. Thanks, Paige. I know you tweet us a lot, and you're an amazing listener to the show. Asking us both what our favorite motorcycle of all time and our favorite car and truck of all time are. So I'll go first. Favorite dirt bike of all time? It's got to be Brian Deegan's dirt bike that he ran at X Games that Jesse James from West Coast Choppers built. That thing was insane. Favorite car or truck of all time? I'm going to go with a Di Tommaso Pantera from the 70s with a Ford engine in it. All right, Hood, your turn.
Okay, so my favorite bike I ever had was my dad built me this. It was a Honda 70. No, yes, it was a Honda 70. So, and I raced in the 85 class. but I couldn't start it until the 5-second board would go on the line because it would overheat and die. But that thing was my favorite bike of all time. It was such a fun ride, and no one really had one, so it was great. And again, it had a lot of character to it. So yeah, that was fun. That's my favorite bike, and my favorite vehicle has to be my new monster truck, the Zombie Monster Jam truck. I'm so excited to get into it and learn how to ride it and enter my whole new life of four wheels where I got a lot to learn. I've been stuck in the two-wheel realm, and I don't know much about anything four-wheel, so I'm excited to learn about trucks now.
Awesome. All right, we got to take a short break. I think we could do questions all day long, but we got to come back and wrap things up here after this break.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris RZR XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, wrapping up another edition of the Down and Dirty Radio Show. And I don't know, Hood, we got kind of a short wrap up here because we went long in the other segment. You got anything before we cap things off here?
No, just good luck to everybody in the Baja. I'm really, really excited to follow along this weekend and see how everything goes down. Now I've got a lot of friends driving in it, just through the radio show, and a lot of our guests that we've had on. I'm really excited to call them my friends now, and it's going to make it even more interesting for me because I now get to watch all my friends' progress. So it should be cool. Good luck. Stay safe.
Definitely good. If you guys want to tune into the Baja 1000, I think Score's got some kind of live stream. I think they charge to watch it, but the racedesert.com forums, trust me, that's where I'm locked and loaded at. They'll keep you up to date. Everybody's posting their updates and things like that, and pictures and videos. So it's the best place to be. Big shout out to Kody, Kamm, Matt Martelli, Marc Burnett for calling into the show. And, Baja 1000 this weekend, obviously. We got all our sponsors. Couldn't do it without them. Polaris RZR, General Tire, Subaru, KCI Lights, Gibson Exhaust, Dirtfish, MTX, Impact, Terracross, Blue Water Resort and Casino. Give me a follow at JimBeaver15 on Instagram and Twitter. Amy is at AmyHood71. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, not only this show, but Project Action on iTunes. Thanks to all of you for tuning in each and every week. We definitely could not do it without you. And
nope.
I don't know. Have some fun. Have some fun there. At Feld, I guess that's like being called into the big house, man. That's pretty legit there, Hood. You kind of finally made it.
Huh, thank you. I'm excited. It should be fun.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We will see you next week with some more Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris RZR.